This is going to be a short little drive. I just want to test out a few things. First, one of the things I noticed yesterday when I was driving was that it now recognizes that it needs to pass golf carts. Now, it's still seeing them as automobiles, but it's no longer slowing down and pacing behind them at 20 to 23 miles an hour, which is roughly what the golf carts go here in the villages. It is actually going ahead and passing them, even though it is still recognizing them as cars. One of the things I want to test today is to see if I'm going to take the first exit in a roundabout, if it will go ahead and do that. So there's a roundabout at Buena Vista and El Camino Real, and we'll see if it will go ahead and take that roundabout or if I have to intervene. Okay, we're coming up here. This is one of my favorite places because it never makes this correctly. Even though it will go ahead and make a good left turn on most of the side streets, this one it has a problem with. So let's let it go ahead and see if it takes Belvedere. Well, all right. And it took it very wide. Yeah. Okay. It did not make that one. We'll send that in again, over and over again. Okay, I'm in manual control right now because we're coming up on a gate, and it still does not do gates and does not recognize them. So, all right. Okay, we're going to come up here on 466 and then take a right. You know, the problem with Belvedere right there is it might have a mapping error because it thought it needed to go right, and then suddenly it decided to go left, and that might be what caused it.
County Road 466.
That might be what caused it to. All right, come on, you need to get over. Oh boy, we're having a problem here. That was bad.
Now turn right onto County Road 466.
I don't know what the problem is. Okay. It knew it needed to turn right, and it did not get into that right turn lane at all. And then realized it needed to do that at the last moment. Not good. Okay, it's moving over to the left lane. Okay, we're coming up on Buena Vista now, and we're going to turn left. It needs to be in the left turn lane. Let's make sure that it actually gets in it. Okay, that was fine. That was not a problem at all.
Now turn left.
Needs to turn its blinker on. There we go. Now the blinker is on. Okay, we have a lead car, so we shouldn't have any problem here. Now, as a human driver, if I were to make this turn, I have a choice of lanes to get in. I would immediately go into the right lane and basically stay there. But even if it goes into the left lane, I think it probably needs to get over fairly quickly, because I really don't like riding in the left lane, as I have mentioned many times. Okay, here we go. exciting to get into the left lane. Okay, I have to quickly send the speed up to 35. All right, I'm going to force it to the right lane. The problem is when it made that turn, for some reason it thought the speed limit was 20 miles an hour. So I had to rapidly raise it to 35, which is the speed limit here, until it saw a speed limit sign. Okay, we have a traffic signal coming up. We're slowing down very nicely for the car now. I really like the speed at which it's slowing down here. The light is now green. Following the lead car. After what I saw there at Buena Vista, at Belvedere and 466, when it did not get into the proper lane, I don't have a lot of hope for this roundabout up here, but we'll see. Okay, we're coming up on the roundabout.
Feet, enter the roundabout and take the first exit.
For all practical purposes, it doesn't even have to treat this as a roundabout. All it has to do is make a right turn. Obviously, it has to worry about oncoming cross traffic in the roundabout. Okay, we're slowing down.
Now enter the roundabout and take the first exit.
We have a lead car. Okay, I'm going to push it through because I don't want to inconvenience the car behind me. Okay. All right, that was perfect. No complaints whatsoever on that. Of course, that was an easy one because all it had to do was, one, it could follow the lead car, but secondly, all it had to do was basically stay in the lane, enter the roundabout, and just continue on around to the right. Taking the first exit is fairly easy. It's when it has to take the second exit, meaning go straight through a roundabout, that it does have a problem because it really doesn't know what lane it's in and it thinks it owns the entire roundabout. There we go. Traffic signal. I'm going to add a little water to that. Washer fluid. Help it to see a little bit better. Okay, we're now coming down here to the Morse roundabout. This is a very difficult one, even for a human driver. And it's going to go straight through. I don't hold much hope out for this one. And I may even take over ahead of time, depending upon the amount of traffic we're talking about.
In 1,000 feet, enter the roundabout and take the second exit.
Okay, as you can see, we got a lot of
now
traffic
enter the
here.
roundabout and take the second exit.
Okay, it's fairly clear. Let's see what it does. It's crossing over. Oh, I don't like this at all. Okay, I had to take over. That was quite illegal.
In 500 feet, You will arrive at your destination.
Okay, I'm going to turn into the parking lot here. I'm
Now
taking
you have
control.
arrived at your destination.
And we're going to go around to the other exit because I'm curious as to what route it's going to take if I put in home. Hopefully it'll turn right because there's a lot of side streets that we would be going through, depending upon the route that it chooses. Okay. And home.
Now make a U-turn to stay on Avenida Central.
Okay, I'm going to force it to turn right. And we'll see if it recalculates the navigation. Okay, now it's rerouted to the way I want to go. Okay, hopefully
In
we'll
500
meet
feet,
some golf
turn
carts.
right onto
I want
Panama
to test that.
Place. Now turn right onto Panama Place.
Okay, come on, get over. There we go. There we go. Alright, it needs to get over. Alright, there are no lines on this street, so it's kind of hugging the middle, as it normally does.
In 500 feet, turn left onto Lisbon Lane. Now turn left onto Lisbon Lane.
At this point, it's going toward my house
Now turn right
exactly
onto Navarro
the
Court.
same way I would go. Now, what this is going to do, it's forcing it when it comes out here at the stop sign on Morse. It's going to force it into an unprotected left turn.
In 500 feet, turn left onto Morse Boulevard. Now turn left onto Morse Boulevard.
Come on. If you're going, go. Okay, I had to hit the accelerator because I couldn't trust what that car straight across from us was going to be doing. Okay, we got some golf carts coming, but unfortunately we have a red light, so we're going to have to stop, and they're going to get substantially ahead of us. As you can see from the screen, it's interpreting those golf carts as anything from trucks to cars to motorcycles. It really just has no idea what they are. Oh, there's a golf cart. It thinks it's a van. Now a truck. on. Let's see if it'll pass it. All right, it successfully passed it. In 10.3.1, it would have slowed down behind it and paced it all the way, unless I hit the accelerator. I've got a car tailgating me at this point. They get very impatient when you go the speed limit, but there have been people killed on this road in golf carts. I'm not taking any chances, and I'm not going to exceed the speed limit on this road. Not with this many golf carts out. Now down here is a tricky situation. The golf carts have to actually cross traffic down here at the Morse gate. And just no telling when they will cross that traffic, or if they will wait on the car. Okay, there's his blinker. It's crossing now. Car is slowing down for it. Oh, this is very good. Very nice. All right, I'm taking it out because that gate's going to be coming down.
In 500 feet, turn right onto County
There's
Road 466.
It did not see the squirrel, but I was in manual. I was in manual drive for the gate. All right.
Now turn right onto County Road 466.
Decided to get in this lane, which is probably what I would have done as well. I might have done it a little bit earlier though, but it did that very nicely and very safely. Model 3. All right, I really wish Tesla would make it start stopping a little sooner when you see all those brake lights coming on. Regardless of your distance, you need to start slowing down. I mean, that's the way humans drive. They anticipate.
In 1,000 feet, turn left onto County Road 101, Belvedere Boulevard.
All right, and it's going to mess up on this one as well. It's going to get into the wrong lane, but other than that, I think it'll make the turn very nicely.
turn left onto County Road 101.
That one made me a little nervous. I was wondering whether, as it began to accelerate, I was wondering whether it actually saw that red arrow. Let's go. And here we go. And I had to move it over. There we go. Yes, it just can't recognize the fact that that's a turn lane.
In 500 feet, turn right onto Churchill Downs. Now turn right onto Churchill Downs.
Okay, I'm going to have to slow it down here to 25. Because it thinks it's coming off of a 30 until it sees the sign. Okay, all in all, I think this was a very successful trip. It only had a few problems. Other than that, it was totally routine. The first problem occurred once we got up to 466 on Belvedere. It just did not get into the correct lane at all, and I had to take control there and move it on over. I don't know why, because it's done that perfectly time after time after time. But today, it just decided that it didn't want to do that. I don't know what the problem was. And then it was routine until we got to the roundabout on Buena Vista there at El Camino Real. It had no problem with that roundabout. I had to give it a little acceleration, which is typical of these roundabouts. But then, because it was making a first exit, meaning basically nothing much more than a right-hand turn in a roundabout, it maneuvered that perfectly well. And then we didn't have any problems until we got to the Morse Blvd roundabout. It maneuvered into the roundabout well, but then it crossed the lane and I had to cross back.
Feet,
A totally
turn
illegal
right onto Evelynton Loop.
A totally illegal maneuver. And then it followed the golf carts and passed them very nicely. I really
now
appreciate
turn right
that.
onto Evelynton Loop.
Especially when the golf carts were crossing over there on Morse. That was very nicely done. The rest of the trip was routine until it got to Belvedere again. Of course, it then got into the wrong lane.